Hey everyone, Lawa-Na McClellan here with Scott Mertens of Luminate Bank, and we're here for another update in our Clarity Housing series. This month, we're in Newmarket, New Hampshire.
Newmarket. Was it just last month? We were in Portsmouth standing in the sun
Yes,
down by the tugs, and here we are today. Newmarket, great little treasure, right? Kind of squeezed between the southern cities of like Exeter and Kensington and just south of Durham.
Yeah.
Sort of gets lost in the big picture, but man, there's a lot to like here.
It's a college kid town, kind of.
This
little downtown strip, I think they frequent quite often. And for me, one of my favorite things to do is come here, where we're grabbing lunch today. La Catrina's Mexican restaurant here in downtown Newmarket. Let's go get a bite.
I love it. Let's do it.
All right, guys, so we were looking for a warm spot to give our market update, and we just happened to stumble into the Tipsy Tabby, which, if you're not sure what that is in downtown Newmarket, it is a local cat cafe. Can you even believe that? Something like that exists? I'm just learning about it. And you've been here, Caitlin, since when?
Since February 2023.
How did I not know about this? Anyhow, I'm completely blown away. This is a cute little coffee shop and famous for hot chocolate, I hear. However, it's also like a cat haven. So there are currently 6 cats here that you could come adopt and hang out. It doesn't smell or anything. Like I would have assumed it would maybe smell like a pet shop or something. This is amazing. You do a beautiful job here.
Thank you. That's one of my most favorite things, is that we try to keep it as clean and smell-free as possible.
I mean, I absolutely would sit in here and hang out with these cats. But Caitlin, let's talk about what landed you here in Newmarket, New Hampshire.
Well, I love New Hampshire and I grew up here. I was living with my husband in Georgia, and we went to a local cat cafe there for my birthday. And I thought it was such a wonderful opportunity to help cats get homes and work in the field that I've always worked in, which is animal care. Mm-hmm. So when we moved back home to New Hampshire, I thought, there isn't one here, let's give it a shot.
Oh my gosh, I absolutely love that story. And there's absolutely a need for shelters for animals. Mm-hmm. And so you've been here for just over 2 years, and how is the business? How is the location? Do your residents here receive you well?
Newmarket has been very welcoming. We do have a lot of regulars that come in for boba, just to hang with the cats. And I love Newmarket and also live here.
Yeah. So awesome. Well, we just stumbled upon this cute space, and the owner just so happened to be here and was gracious enough to give us a quick interview. I think this is phenomenal. I will be back for sure with my 6-year-old, because she's going to be wildly in love with this place.
We do birthday parties.
Oh boy. There you go. Guys, come check out this cat cafe. It is so cute. Thank you, Caitlin.
You're welcome. Thank you.
So here we are in the Tipsy Tabby Kitty Cafe, giving you your local market update for Newmarket.
What a fun find.
This is great.
You never know where we're going to film these things. Last month, we're at the decks or the docks in Portsmouth.
Looking to escape the sun.
Yeah.
And this month, we're sitting in a kitty cafe.
What's going on in Newmarket?
Newmarket as a whole had 24 active listings right currently now, with only 8 of them being available. So the other 16 they're spoken for, active under contract or pending sale. It's not a lot. The average list price in Newmarket is $569.
Okay, makes sense.
Average days on market, 35 days.
Okay,
so
pretty
still,
standard.
Yeah, pretty standard, and that's kind of been like a pace for a while, I feel like.
It's funny you mentioned that there was 24 listings and only 8 available. I know I've got 1 under contract right now that we're financing that kind of falls into that same range you were talking about. So perfect example of what's kind of happening there. Great little town. Love it. I've done a fair amount of business here. I know you have, and there's only 8 active right now.
We own property here. It's a lovely place to be. I mean, Bill gets letters all the time for people looking to buy his land and
Not
homes.
surprised. Not surprised.
But yeah, as a whole, I mean, Newmarket is a lovely place to live. It's very desirable. Their little downtown, old mill town. I mean, they've done such a beautiful job. Great restaurants, as we showed you earlier.
Yeah.
And clearly cute little cafes. I would say Seacoast as a whole.
Yeah.
Newmarket is considered part of the Seacoast.
Yep.
And, I feel like it aligns with the trends throughout the Seacoast, as far as desirability. It's a little bit on a smaller scale, obviously, in comparison to like Portsmouth.
Yeah, some of the bigger towns.
But still a lot of amenities near,
Yeah.
You've got the university, great dining on a smaller scale again.
You can get to Portsmouth pretty quick, except for that big body of water out there. You always got to drive around that. Numbers on the greater Seacoast 13 towns, what are we thinking?
So the numbers for the greater Seacoast area, the average list price is around $690.
Okay, so a little bit above where we are in Newmarket specifically, because some of those other towns are lifting it up.
Yep, and that's up year over year too.
Okay.
About 7%.
Okay, that's good.
So I would say, as a whole, the Seacoast is still holding a very strong pace.
We're seeing a lot of that. There's still prices accelerating a little bit. There's still a lot of demand, especially for well-priced homes. And I would say that 590 number is probably still in that really hot area.
100%. And I think we chatted about this earlier today. Like, there's definitely a lot happening in that 350 to 550.
So much demand
range.
there.
Yeah. But I feel like the pace has slowed down a little bit once you get beyond that.
Yeah. So they said 35 days on market and 7%
increase year over year.
Yeah. So what are we seeing as far as listings in the Seacoast market?
In the Seacoast region, listings are up year over year about 19%.
Makes sense.
So that means there's great opportunity out there.
Yeah, except for Newmarket. There's only 8 for sale in Newmarket, but it seems like everywhere else there is a little bit more inventory. Some of it may be aged a little, some of the stuff has been sitting, but the nice thing for our buyers is when something does sit 2 weeks or 3 weeks, there's a little room for negotiation maybe.
Absolutely. And we're seeing a lot more of that. And I will stress this too. I do work with a lot of listings in the Seacoast area, and now more than ever, it is so important to price your home properly.
For sure.
Everyone wants to grasp at every last dollar, and I don't blame you, not at all, but work with a professional who can interpret the market. And you know what, you might not even like what they have to say to you, but when we're looking at the data over the course of the past 6 months, I mean, it's wild.
Yeah.
And what happened 6 months ago isn't quite relevant for today. The temperature of the market has shifted. And so working with somebody who understands the market and where they're selling the property is more important now than ever.
That 6-month number is really interesting, right? 6 months is April now, July, August, September, even, June.
So
that market is
Prime
completely
market
different from where we are now, right? Once you get into that fourth quarter, we talk about this a lot with our borrowers. If that home is on the market right now, that is not a strategic selling situation. That is I have to sell for a reason. So if you're a buyer, this is a great opportunity to reach out on a property that is being sold because there's a need for the seller in most cases, right? This isn't somebody trying to get the highest price for a property. You'd probably wait until April to list that.
That's correct. And I mean, when we're working with sellers right now, I've had a few sellers ask me, what do I do? Do I need to wait? I said, what is your motivation? And that's always going to give you your answer, because if you absolutely need to sell right now, for instance, if you're carrying 2 properties and you know the carrying costs are killing you,
Yep.
you need to sell.
Yeah, or you're moving, or you had
whatever.
another child, one of those
The
5
5
Ds
Ds,
we always
yeah.
talk about, those still happen. So interesting to see. I know I love to see that there's a little more inventory, a little more choice, a little more opportunity. So
Scott, earlier we were talking about why we think the inventory is up, and you had a really good point, and it
I
falls
did?
into the 5. You did. He's a smart guy. It falls into the 5 Ds because 5 years ago, what was the year?
Oh, right. So post-COVID.
Yeah, post-COVID, people were buying, people are locking in at those low interest rates.
Yep.
And guess what? The 5 Ds still happen. Life's happening. And so people need to sell still. You know, you get married, you have babies, you outgrow that home you got and locked in at a 3%.
Yep.
And now you're going to move into a 6 point. What do we got?
Well, it depends where you go. You know, New Hampshire housing, we talked about this.
Mhm.
One of their rates right now is 5.5%, which is awesome for a 30-year fixed rate. So rates have come down. We'll touch on that a little bit. You know, one of the things we were discussing about that lock-in effect, everybody's seen the headlines, right? 50-year mortgages, portable mortgages, you know.
Talk to him about that, Scott.
Well, unfortunately, that's all rhetoric. But what it is an indication that the White House, NAR, National Association of Realtors, understands that we have a problem. We had the least amount of transactions this year since 2009. That's
And
crazy, but it's true.
we have the most amount of listings since 2019.
Right. So we're starting to see that break a little bit. And part of that is because that lock-in effect is loosening. Again, bought a house with a 3% mortgage, your life has changed. You need to buy something. Affordability is still an issue. So when you hear the talking heads using these solutions like a 50-year mortgage, like a portable mortgage, I don't think those are really going to happen. But there are some other opportunities to help people get qualified for financing under more affordable terms. Things like New Hampshire housing, the HFAs. We're seeing a lot of opportunity there.
What about the new opportunity they're pushing in regards to the credit score not mattering as much? They're still vetting you very hard.
Yeah,
it's
so
just they're not looking so hard at that number.
Correct. So Fannie and Freddie used to have a line in the sand that said if your score was below 620, you were ineligible for financing. So what they've done is they've removed that score. The reality is, folks, if you were a 626 credit and you only had a 5% down payment, you weren't getting approved anyway. Okay, so again, much to do about nothing. The headline sounds great. We've removed this. We've opened the box, but
It's
that
clearly stirring up a buzz out there.
Yeah, there are definitely better ways we could help open that. You know, we've got different products to help that consumer, but it just, at least to me as a housing professional, is an indication that DC, the government, NAR is trying to figure out ways to address the affordability issue, get more people into these houses. So, you know,
which is, you know, reassuring in some ways.
It is.
That, okay, we need to find a solution, whether that's the correct solution or not.
We could discuss that. So the other thing on the interest rate front in general, you know, there's been a lot of discussion that rates have come down, and they have. One of the things I wanted to address is if you look at this chart right above my shoulder here, what you're going to see is these 2 blue lines that show prices declining on mortgage-backed securities. Remember, gang, when the price declines, interest rates go up. I highlighted those 2 because that was the day the Fed made their announcements in September and October that they were cutting rates. So remember, just because the Fed cuts short-term interest rates doesn't mean mortgage rates go down. And in both of those cases, we had over 100 basis point reduction in price, which means interest rates moved up like 3/8 in that short period following. So we're not where we were on the low. We're still in good shape as far as interest rates go. Where are we going to go long-term on this? The other thing that we were going to post here, this is a chart that shows Fannie Mae's forecast. Q4 of this year and then into 2026. 90 days ago, I would have told you we were going to be below 6% by the end of this year. It doesn't look like that's going to happen. And we may not see those rates in the 5s for traditional loans, not housing loans, maybe till the end of next year.
Yeah, I mean, we've been talking about getting below that 6 for a while now, and we still haven't accomplished that.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if we're going to get there. Longer conversation. If you want to hear more about interest rates, give us a call. We're happy to explore that. But, you know, I think on the macro, I still feel good about housing. I still think there's opportunity out there. You know, just last month, first-time homebuyers actually started to increase their percentage of transactions, which is always encouraging. We want to see first-time homebuyers get into the market, start that equity clock that we always talk about.
there's a lot of negotiating happening out there. I can attest to that. I've been very busy for the past 2 weeks. I can't say I've been very busy for the past 6 weeks though, because there was kind of like a screeching halt effect happening about 4 to 6 weeks ago. And now all of a sudden over the past couple of weeks, I've really vamped up. So opportunity is out there. Make sure you're working with a professional and make sure you understand your position in the market, guys. If you are not connected to a lender that is educating you in the process, whether you're a first-time buyer or you're looking to pull equity from something to invest or whatever it is, you need to make sure that you're working with somebody who understands the process and can educate you and look for solutions to perhaps any issues that come up for you in the process. Scott has been my go-to lender for well over a decade. I can't sing his praises enough. He is a walking encyclopedia on lending.
Have a conversation. And PSA, public service announcement, please get pre-approved before shopping.
Yes.
I run a separate website called mortgagemedic.biz. The Mortgage Medic has been working overtime the last 3 weeks. I had 5 people that were under contract that didn't qualify for financing.
Oof.
That's 5 saves, which is a lot of work. So please get pre-qualified by someone that knows what they're doing. Don't just call your bank and talk to a field service representative and get one of those I'm pre-approved letters. No. You need to understand what's going on.
Yes, exactly. And that's happened to me a handful of times in my career. And anytime, because ultimately it's your choice, the consumer, who you want to work with. So you definitely have that ball in your court. However, there's so many things you have to pay attention to. And I guarantee you, my clients, if you're watching this, you know who you are, have bounced the ball over to Scott with a crunch time of 9 days or 11 days to get the deal done. And
we'll do it, but we don't love it. I'd rather start from the beginning. So again, further information, reach out to us, Scott Mertens, Luminate Bank, Lawa-Na McClellan, Lawa-Na Co at Keller, Lakes, Coastal Mountain Realty.
Lawa-Na & Company at Keller Williams, Coastal Lakes and Mountains Realty.
Close. I mean, that's a mouthful.
I mean, it was close. It is a lot.
Thanks
I know.
a lot.
Bye, guys. Thanks for tuning in.